Well, enough of this mellow weather we have here. Today I'm gonna show you the system I built to bring my PC, video and control to the living room over here. You see how this goes? Here, for me over here. Here you see my home computer. You see Steam running. You see everything running. Let's go down here to see what's going on. I have a little too long cable here, and you see it's a HDMI cable going out from the video card, and that's the box that does all the magic. It's a HDbaseT extender for HDMI. It has a chip inside that encodes the HDMI signal into a very efficient signal to transfer it over dedicated network cables. These ones are Cat 7, but you can also use the Cat 5e. Those are the worst ones you can get actually. You see, you never should, and when you use those are dedicated. Never plug them into a network able device. Here you can also see field conventional connectors. I bought from, I had to import actually because they're really expensive around here. And here you can see those. This is the transmitter. This will encode the signal and send it to the living room. I just plug in the HDMI connector. Plugged in the dedicated Cat 7 cable over here. Supply power. And you see the power goes on. Of course the other side isn't yet connected, so we'll do this later. Then we have another cable here. This is just a USB cable coming from my computer into a standard USB 2.0 port. I just connected here to this D-Log USB 1.1 connector, which is another dedicated cable. So nothing going over a network here, over a standard data network. Let's go over here. We see where those two orange cables go into the wall. I pulled this through and it took me quite a long time. Really difficult. So we go now to the next room where those cable leads, so you can see them. So here we have the technic room, where all our automation and cabling goes through. Up here we see those two cables I just mentioned before. They come out of those pipes. They move over here and down here to the other pipe which leads to the living room. So next we move to the living room where all stuff should happen. There you see the HDbaseT receiver. But first, let's look at the receiver for the USB 1.1. You see the labeled cable, USB extender. It moves into this little box here, actually quite small. Into here, into a USB hub I bought. It has 7 slots, enough for future extensions. Here you see a Xbox 360 wireless dongle, which I can use with my any Xbox 360 controller, which is quite useful actually. One of those is for my Logitech gamepad, which is actually quite comfortable. And the next one, or the before one, I don't know actually, is for the keyboard with trackpad. Actually works quite well. We see that later. So let's move to HDbaseT extender, HDbaseT receiver. Here we have it. Everything, our system is configured and ready to go. to plug in the cable. Here you can see link is establishing, HDSP is establishing. Just put it here. And over here you see my computer screen. So, well, it's okay now, but how do I control it? Over here, as I showed you before, we have the keyboard switched on, and now you can already see I'm controlling the mouse, going over here, closing this. Here you can see Steam, and you can see my backdrop. You see there are some ratio problems and some converting problems here, but I will figure it out that later. I can just press this button here and it opens my internet, my browser. And here we have YouTube, for instance. Once that is loaded, reload this page. We don't have any sound yet, so probably have to switch this here. Oh no, probably we have to first switch the sound output of the computer. I have an auto hotkey program which runs, which makes it possible for me to just press scroll lock. Look over here, I just press scroll lock and it's just the wrong output actually. Here we go. Now we have sound and video, and we can go to full screen actually. So I can hang here and watch YouTube, go back, look at for instance HD YouTube video. For instance, this here, switch to HD. And I can just stand here and watch YouTube.
Back to
like this.
that showed last slide. Last episode we died a lot trying to clear this room. People wouldn't be quiet.
Great quality, no latency, just 1 millisecond. Great.
And I talked
And we have that. That's the first part, and the second is Steam. And if I have Steam in the background running, I can just either take this controller or the Xbox controller and just press the middle button. First of all, it needs to be switched on, of course. And it has reverse. You see Steam is coming up. Steam Big Picture actually. And we have here, I can just control it with my gamepad. Can go to, there's a web browser, but it's really not functional yet. It works kinda, but no, I'm not happy with that yet. I can go to my my number of games here, my Steam games. Here, for instance, I will show you that in another instance where I will play with my friends in co-op and alone also. So you can see this on here and also on the big screen on a beamer. It will look great actually. And I can just enter any game here, just like this, and we'll start up. No problem. You have to pre-configure the games, and there are a lot of solo games, but not a lot of co-op games. But I plan on. I plan on installing some kind of arcade system with all the old games on the Super Nintendo or other arcade systems, which have, of course, co-op modes. Loading. And on my screen, no console required. I can even access Steam Big Picture from here, as you can see here. I can chat with people. This is a cool rolling wheel here. It's kind of hard to control, I don't have to hang on it yet. Just send a message. Back in again. Back in here. Back out here.